Hello, I'm Trishita Bose, and this is my show Young in Nature, where I talk to young climate activists about the climate crisis and everything they are doing in their parts of the world to keep our earth cleaner and cooler. Let me introduce you to Kian Wu from Singapore, who is both a climate activist and an artist.
I'm the founder behind the Instagram account The Weird and Wild, where I use visuals and illustrations combined with my background in climate science to communicate key sustainability issues and break down the complexities behind them.
It all began in 2018 when she was just 21 years old.
As my breakthrough or foray into activism really happened in 2018, and I've been running The Weird and Wild for the past 4 years, and since then, I volunteered for different organizations, been a part of Earth Hour, and even supported local efforts.
She talks about why she chose social media, especially Instagram, for her climate advocacy through her artistry.
The main aim is to catch eyeballs, especially when you're scrolling through social media. You have a very short attention span, and I hope that something aesthetically pleasing might cause you to pause and be like, let me check this out. What is this? This looks interesting.
But her work is not just limited to online. She's doing it on the ground as well.
And a lot of consultations in the background, groundwork, civil society work where I work with other organizations to collect feedback, to rally people, to provide advisory or put out public statements about what we think needs to be done. And that's a lot of research, a lot of reading, and a lot of talking to people, figure out what's the next step for, at least for me, for Singapore, that we should be advocating on, be it a net zero target or stronger policies on certain things like carbon tax and things like that.
Recently, Kian started a climate change podcast with 4 of her friends called the Climate Cheesecake.
From a lot of the communications that I've been doing, I developed this niche for myself to communicate science in different ways. We felt that we wanted a climate change podcast that felt like 4 friends trying to navigate the climate crisis together. And these are 4 friends who are actually knee-deep in climate work in Singapore and in the region. I thought perhaps having such an informal discussion could allow people to understand some of these things that are not told to them by some expert, but really by 4 people who might have a little bit more of an understanding.
She says she does not want to tell people what to do. Rather, her focus is on making information available in a more easily digestible way.
I'm hoping that through my art, I'm able to equip people with the kind of information. In the recent heat wave carousel post that I did, I had to explore, what's the discrepancy between the reported temperature and also the feels like temperature. Because what does that mean, right? I decided to work on a graphic that would explain some of these things.
I hope her journey inspires others, especially young people, to take up the charge and advocate for the environment. That's all for today. See you next time.